Hi and welcome back to another Creator Sim video. Today we are making two bunny boys because I was just really in the mood for it, to be honest, and Easter is coming up. So I thought, what better way to celebrate the resurrection of Christ than to make some bunny boys. I only set out to make one sim at first, but very quickly I realized that if I'm making a very cutesy pastel bunny, where's the goth bunny? Where's the emo bunny? So I made another bunny and made them be brothers, twins if you will, in the vein of the opposite sim challenge, which I've seen a lot of people do over the years, and like it always slaps. For my last Creator Sim video, I did Krampus for Christmas, and I've just been thinking about what other holiday themed sims I could make. And as soon as it clicked in my brain that Easter is coming up, I was like, oh, bunny boy video. For the first bunny boy, he's called Flip. The other bunny boy is called Flop. So Flip bunny, Flop bunny. It was actually my boyfriend that came up with those names, so credit to him, because if I don't credit him, he's gonna be like, you didn't credit me again. I went with white blonde hair. I know you guys haven't seen my forever save file. I've only been posting videos about the 100 baby challenge. In my actual save file that I play off screen and have had since like 2020, there are a disproportionate amount of sims with white blonde hair. So I actually looked at my sims the other day and I was like, a few have red hair or brown hair here and there, but for the most part, everyone has either white blonde hair or black hair. So that is represented in this video because Flip has white blonde hair and Flop has black hair. So for Flip, I gave him these cheek dimple piercings, which I just thought kind of looked a little bit like Bunny's cheeks and like whiskers vibes. I spent a lot of time on his face and we do come back to it quite a lot. I was looking at rabbits for inspiration in terms of the facial features and stuff, so obviously he looks like a human and he looks like probably like a lot of other sims that I've made, but I tried to make him quite rabbit-like. I added this like septum piercing that is like this pink heart, and it like kind of glitched out with the dimple piercing, like it changed the dimple piercing color, but I like that because I kind of wanted the dimple piercings to be pink as well. So anyway, those are his piercings, and I gave him these, what are they called, stretches? Oh my gosh, guys, I know what they're called. It's just not coming into my head. Gauges, yes. So I go back to working on his body. I played around with sliders, a lot of new sliders that I got recently as well. I gave him these nails that I think are quite rabbit-like. I don't know. I've never had a rabbit personally, but I don't even know the last time I saw a rabbit in real life, to be honest with you. I changed his skin color from pink to this kind of warm, kind of creamy color just because I wasn't feeling the pink. I think it was too much. I really do enjoy tweaking Sims facial features, like going in and making the smallest change possible and being like, yeah, now it's good, you know? For his wardrobe, I wanted very like pastel kind of Easter colors, and I like this hoodie because it kind of looks like it's tie-dye, which is an activity that I used to do for Easter a lot when I was a kid, so it was giving me Easter vibes. And yeah, his palette is very pink. I do go back and change his hair. I try out a few different ones. I really like this fluffy one and then this long one, but we do stick with this one because I think it does suit him the most, and I've never used this hair before, so I really wanted to use it for him. just adding more skin details. I like that he has like freckles and a bit of blush. Actually, quite a lot of blush. I think with Flip, at first I wasn't really sure about him, but the more I gave him outfits and I went back and adjusted his eyes 1 millimeter at a time, he did grow on me. He did. But I still wasn't sure about that hair. So I went back, I changed it again, but we're going back to the old one because I'm going to stick with it. Yeah, here you can see me flip-flop between the two hairs. I was sat there for like minutes trying to decide, but we do just stick with that one. I used the new like Coach jeans and the Coach shoes as well in some of his outfits. Coach did a collaboration with EA recently. I don't know, but no guys. But the clothes actually do slap a little bit, so I did use them on him. I added body hair and I don't know, he's hot, guys. I don't know, like, not much to say about his body other than yummy. Like, I don't know, yummy bunny. For his formal wear, I had a lot of fun because I was like, I need kind of rabbit pulled out of a magician's hat vibes. So I went with this like full like 3-piece suit. Oh, with the tail, Easter colors, perfect. Love it. And then I really like this hoodie for his athletic wear because it is reminiscent of a lot of Easter eggs that I used to paint. Also, if you're wondering why I'm making a bunny boy, like why I'm into that, first of all, I like to have fun. And second of all, I play Love and Deep Space, which, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically a romance game where there are 5 guys that you can date, and one of them is called Xavier, and he has white blonde hair, and he is often in situations where he is giving bunny vibes. There's a story where he is a bunny butler. He is often depicted with bunny ears. The plushie that's like associated with him is a bunny. So yeah. And other than that, there are many other reasons why bunny boys are good. I don't know. They're just good. But also, if you clicked on this video, I don't think I need to explain myself to you. You get it. By the way, Love and Deep Space, you know, if you don't know what it is, that's fine. But if you do, let me know, because I want to know. Are you guys playing Love and Deep Space? If you are watching my 100 baby challenge, thank you, by the way. Let me know if you think we should add Flip and Flop into the game, because I don't really think I want them to be baby daddies, but you know, if you guys want that, I'll make that happen for you. We can also just add them to the save file to just be around. Maybe Flip can work for us in our bakery or something. I don't know. I do want Flip to be into baking. Like, basically, Flip is just like the embodiment of all of the nice, cozy Easter traditions. So baking, gardening, flower arranging, knitting, just anything cozy, anything crafty. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna make him cheerful or romantic in the end. For now, he's cheerful, but I kind of want him to be romantic because, you know, bunnies. And also Flop is non-committal because I wanted Flop to be kind of a player. I don't really want him to be into all the lovey-dovey stuff. You know, he's not about looking for love or anything. He just kind of dates people and doesn't really have serious relationships. At least that's what he kind of lives by. But we'll get to Flop in a minute. With Flip, I feel like he's a really good partner. For his pajamas, I put a scrunchie on his wrist, and you could say the scrunchie is for him because his hair is quite long, but I like to think that it's because his partner might have long hair and he carries a scrunchie on his wrist, especially in the nighttime, just to make sure that whoever he's with has a scrunchie at hand. I don't know, that's the vibe. Obviously I gave him the bunny slippers. I was gonna give Flop the bunny slippers as well, but I don't know if I did in the end. But they are more Flip's vibe. And I also gave him these Freezer bunny undies. And I nearly gave him the Labubu undies, but I didn't in the end. The only reason I didn't is because I already gave the Labubu undies to Father Christmas off screen in a makeover that I did for him, and I just associate the blue Labubu undies with Father Christmas. Anyway, now we are on to Flop. And for Flop, I got all these new custom content skin tones, like fantasy skin tones, and I landed on this kind of grayish blue because I was looking at bunnies for reference, and there are a lot of bunnies that are kind of gray, but the gray is kind of blue. So yeah, that's why he is a gray blue. I really love this hair. I forgot who it's by, but it slaps. And then both Flip and Flop have these really nice teeth that are just like so cute. And I used these eye presets, these Halloween eye presets, because I really like them and I've never used them before. So he's got one eye permanently shut. And if you are, again, if you're watching my 100 baby challenge, you know that I have Guts from Berserk in there, and he has both eyes, but Guts in Berserk, he loses one of his eyes. At one point, something really bad happens. Let me just leave it at that. And now that I have these eye presets, I kind of want to use them on him, but I feel really bad about it because he's had both eyes the entire time that he's been in my Sims game. So if I take one of his eyes away from him now, what are the implications of that? Does that mean that what happened in Berserk happened in my Sims game? What, like, I don't know. I think I'm probably just gonna leave it. I'm probably just gonna leave him both eyes because, I just feel bad. I tested out some bids on Flop, but it is not gonna stay. I feel like every time I make a sim, I test out bids and I'm like, yeah, maybe. But then in the end, I'm like, actually, no. So most of my sims are clean shaven. I think it might be because the facial hair in the sims is just not that nice and I haven't got that much CC because it's really hard to find facial hair CC in my experience anyway. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong places, but I don't know. With a lot of Flop's outfits and jewelry and stuff, there's the recurrent imagery of the cross, and it is because it's Easter. So where Flip is kind of the embodiment of all the bright and like happy vibes of Easter, Flop is more of the, in the words of my boyfriend, the Good Friday bunny. He's more leaning into the darkness, the death, whereas Flip is more of the rebirth, resurrection kind of vibes, And also crosses are just goth, so. Oh yeah, this t-shirt with the two bunnies, like the conjoined twin bunnies, is the whole reason that I made Flop, because I was putting it on Flip and I was like, oh my god, like this is not Flip's vibe at all, but I need to use it in this video. So I was like, well, I need to make a second bunny. Oh no, I need to make a goth bunny. Oh no. A hot emo bunny, guys. So sad for me. It was such a difficult choice to go through with this, but I did, and I loved it. By the way, if you like these kind of create a sim videos, let me know. I'm currently planning to keep my schedule of posting 3 episodes of the 100 baby challenge and then a create a sim video. So we'll see. And I try to post once a week, usually on Fridays now. But yeah, after I was sick with the flu, last month I've just been a bit like, oh, I don't know, like when I'm gonna post. But I do really enjoy making Sims, and a lot of the custom content that I used in this video is actually from QWERTY Sims video about her CC that she uses, and I love her creative Sim videos, and I want to make more of my own. Yeah, sorry I talked about Gut instead of Flop. By the way, just because he's called Flop doesn't mean he is a flop. You don't need to let yourself be defined by your name. And also, if he is a flop, that's okay. It's okay to be a flop. Sometimes you're a really hot goth, emo, whatever, bunny boy. And if you're a flop, that's fine. Okay, so here are our bunnies all finished. Here's Flip. With him, I was going for kind of an albino bunny vibe, but not really. I just really wanted to use these eyes, these kind of pink red eyes. And yeah, I think he's adorable. Let me show you his finished outfit. So this is his everyday, his second everyday, a little bit more dressy, but still casual. And this one, I gave him a watch partly because my boyfriend is really into watches right now and he will not shut up about watches, but also because the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland has a pocket watch, so I was like, there's something there, basically. This is his formal wear, which I love. Athletic wear, his sleepwear. He's got both scrunchy, another sleepwear, and his third sleepwear. Then we have his party wear, and another one that is a bit more casual is swimwear, hot weather wear. He has another scrunchie and like a little friendship bracelet, I think. But the beads on this bracelet kind of look like Easter eggs, so that's really cute. And they match this top and his shoes. And another hot weather. And this is his cold weather wear with a really fluffy white scarf and his second cold weather wear. And then for his traits, I made him creative.
Oh, Quaby!
Because I want him to be into knitting and baking and all of that stuff. I made him love the outdoors because I want him to be into gardening and cheerful.
Linzu!
Because I kind of wanted him to have opposite traits to Flop. So let's move on to Flop. This is Flop. Guys, I love it. So this is his everyday, his second everyday. Formal wear, athletic wear, another athletic wear, which I gave him off screen. I gave him these shorts because they have the like Playboy bunny icon. I think it's the Playboy bunny, I don't know. And it's bondage. So I think, I don't know, I like it. And then here is his sleepwear and another one. His party wear, swimwear, his hot weather. I really love these sunglasses. And another one which is a plain black t-shirt, and his cold weather wear. And then his traits are macabre.
M'lève, Macreeb.
I love the animation for that, it's so silly. I also made him non-committal.
Wifta. Neeb.
And a music lover, so he's got hobbies. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Flip and Flop. Flip Flop, if you will. You can download them from my gallery if you would like to. Make sure to get all of the custom content first though, so that everything shows up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!